It's so hot out here.
Whoa, what was that?
We're gonna need to load up.
What you want, son? What you want, hun?
Oh my God! He's been working so get the hell out of here!
Hey everybody, I'm Ethan.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm John.
Welcome to the review for the 2017 action movie Kong Skull Island.
8 days early, people.
8
Woo!
days early. Hopefully this gets out in time. But guys,
It will.
Kong Skull Island is the newest movie in the monster movie universe now.
That Warner Brothers is trying to produce. That started with 2014's Godzilla.
And you can
I
check,
really liked.
Yeah, you
I
can
did
check
too.
out
We saw
our
it together.
review.
First Stub review, by the way. Godzilla 2014, first video.
Go all the way back and see that review. But anyways, in Kong Skull Island, you have a group of explorers checking out Skull Island, and they come across various monsters, and Kong himself, and it leads to a whole bunch of fun and action. So guys, going into this, what did you guys think?
I was really looking forward to it. I thought it looked big, the spectacle looked cool, everything. There was just a lot of cool elements in the trailer. But the one thing I was worried about is that I just didn't buy the look of Kong. I felt like they were trying to...
Actually a pretty big Kong fan yourself, actually.
Yeah, I am. I really liked Peter Jackson's King Kong. I thought it was an excellent remake, and I preferred that design much more than I preferred this design. Just because this design looked like the 1933 King Kong, the classic like claymation King Kong, and for the time that worked, but translating to the big screen now, it just didn't look all that convincing to me, at least first.
Yeah, something was off there for you.
But then I kind of grew accustomed to it as the movie went on.
Okay, John, what about yourself?
Going into this movie, I had really high hopes. I don't know if I can say I really had high expectations. I think that monster movies like this can be a good opportunity for a kind of cash grab. And, you know, even
Summer
though,
blockbuster.
you know, a movie like Transformers, for example, you know, that's maybe not necessarily a monster movie, but it is kind of a similar genre and a similar type of cash grab. So that's what I was afraid of going into this, but I do love a good monster movie. I love, you know, in recent years, Pacific Rim, Godzilla from 2014.
Oh, for sure.
So I was just hoping this would be really, really good and bring a lot of energy and have a lot of fun spectacle, and I can say I definitely got that out of this.
Absolutely. You know, the things I was looking forward to the most were mainly the look of this movie, the cinematography done by Larry Fong. I really like the cast of this movie, Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston. They all actually brought it to the movie. Their characters, not so much, we'll get into that later. And more so just the Vietnam theme that they were bringing in, which is a whole new ball game for the Kong movie series.
Movie series. This movie did a really good job of making you feel like you were in 1973. The Vietnam War is at a close. A lot of people are trying to figure out what they're going to do with their lives, especially since it's been centered around the war for so long. And this movie just has a very vibrant look. All the locations are very open, almost like a jungle savanna.
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. Everything looks like Vietnam.
Which
here.
is great.
The cinematography is excellent. It has a very wide scope. It's very dramatic. It's very vibrant. It just makes you feel just the weight of this whole
And
situation.
you know what's even better? When you see, when the shit hits the fan and stuff does go down in this film, and you get to see it in that beautiful, vibrant colors. The action in this movie is phenomenal.
That's the best part, hands down.
We'd recommend IMAX. It was awesome.
This wasn't an IMAX screening. I think IMAX is shoehorned in a lot of the time. I think a lot of times it's not worth the extra cash for a ticket. This is.
I only saw one moment where they did the "here's something in your face," but that was about it. Everything else looked great about this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Very much enhanced.
All the action scenes, like you said, we were so excited during all of these. We were literally yelling. We were probably being so annoying, but it was so hyped. It was warranted because everything was awesome.
Now the action does do something I kind of want to warn people about if you're not into this. It kind of has like a 300 style-esque of action, meaning slow motion, sped up, slow motion, sped up, slow motion, sped up. But it works for the intensity and the focus that they're going for the action. Everything is very brutal, everything's very intense. I thought it fit perfectly, but I just want to go ahead and mention that.
Yeah, this movie is at every turn just melodramatic and over the top. And I'll say that both about the action and the cinematography and everything, and the characters in the story. This movie's definitely light on story and characters.
Yeah, it's really shallow.
You know,
From the very beginning, it just tries to get right into it. It doesn't take any time. You know, you meet a character, you get their motivation, you get what they're there for, and you move on.
We literally have like 20 minutes to set up.
Yeah.
And then we're on.
And then even after that, you know, maybe it takes its time a little more, but you know, you get to a location, You find out what you're doing there, then the action hits. Or
It's
a new
definitely-
thing happens, you get the setup, and then the thing hits.
Yeah, it's
It
definitely
takes
more
a little
focused.
time at all.
It's more focused on its action, I would say. Maybe like a 60-40, maybe even less, like a 70-30 for action scenes and then character development, which some would be okay with. I was actually okay with it just because the action overwhelmed me so, and it was so fantastic that I kind of let it slide that the characters were a little underdeveloped, mostly because, like you said, they gave me just the basic premise of the character, and I was fine with that. I enjoyed everything.
The characters definitely worked for what they were, even though they were pretty one-sided.
I think Tom Hiddleston is definitely the most likable character of
He's
the movie.
cool. He's just cool. Like everything else.
John C.
That's cool
Reilly.
stuff.
John C. Reilly is also great, but the character that they give the most kind of subtle hints at backstory is Samuel L. Jackson, and he kind of has the one person that's kind of motivated to do some irrational things in the movie. But besides that, that's really it. The acting across the board's really good for
Fine.
the most part. Everything's fine. Everyone has a lot of fun with
Not
this
very
movie, you can
demanding
tell.
roles, but you know,
Energetic.
still solid acting. Energetic's perfect.
Visually, in terms of the CG, it looks great for the most part. I'd say that 80% of the time, everything looks awesome. The monster designs are great. Kong himself, once you get used to it, he's pretty cool too. The environments look great. However, this movie does use a lot of green screen, and it is noticeable occasionally. I think, John, you said it was most notable when two characters are
That was me.
interacting with a big CG thing, and it's just like, oh, I'm touching air here.
Yeah.
This
There-
is a
John, going back to what you said about the characters, there's a surprising number of monsters in this movie on Skull Island.
Yeah.
It's not just focused on Kong. I think King Kong himself, surprisingly, kind of is competing for attention
He
really,
takes
with
the
a lot
back.
of
He
these other
takes,
monsters.
he takes the backseat role to kind of let the world flood in to the forefront, and you
And I'm
just
okay
explore.
with that.
You
And
explore
all of those
explore
monster
Skull
designs
Islands.
are really damn cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those.
especially
a
a certain bamboo forest scene that I won't spoil.
Let's not
You
spoil
get a little
anything.
bit of it in the trailer, but
Yep.
it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. So, guys, that being said, Skull Island, a lot of fun. Ethan, what are you going to give it?
Dude, I'm gonna give Kong Skull Island a 4 out of 5. Mostly because I was so happy with the look of this film, the themes of this film, the Vietnam aspect they were going for. I loved all the worlds that they brought. I loved the creature designs. I thought the cast was fine. Everyone gave a good performance. Kong satisfied me. I wasn't on board with his design at first, but then at the end, I was totally happy with Kong. Again, 4 out of 5. I'm super happy with Kong Skull Island. It's got balls to the wall action. I hope you guys see it. Jonathan, what have you got?
I really enjoyed it. The action was on point. It was just really, really fun. And this movie wasn't necessarily dumb. Something we didn't mention. A lot of things in this movie didn't make sense plot-wise.
ton of plot
but
holes, but who cares?
It was so much fun, you could just ignore everything. And there were just moments in this movie that were so cool. We were almost brought to tears, and we were just nonstop, yelling in the theater, that's awesome, or da-da. We were obnoxious, but when you know that that movie can just evoke that much energy from you, it's fun, it's exciting, it's big, it's bold. I loved it. I'm going to give Kong Skull Island a 4 out of 5
Yeah,
stars.
I almost cried. Literally almost cried.
Guys, I agree with you on pretty much all those points. To me, Kong Skull Island is just the epitome of a popcorn, blockbuster, summer-esque action blockbuster. It's just over-the-top, melodramatic, wide-scope, crazy stuff happening, ball to the wall at every turn. And I really, really was super entertained by this movie. The monsters are great. The characters are simple and one-sided and shallow for sure, but they still work in their roles and are played well by their actors. And the story, it's very shallow. There's nothing too complex to it, but it's still good. It still works. It still gives us a good movie. The main thing I'll say about this is that if we're getting a monster cinematic universe, which I'm pretty sure we are,
Yeah,
of the
we are,
kaijus,
yeah.
I enjoyed this for what it was, but I want more of a complex story and universe in the next
Hey,
movies.
wait for Kong versus Godzilla.
Guys,
Thousand.
also stay after the credits for a little surprise.
Yes, after the credits.
I made them stay after because I was
saw it.
sure there was something, and you're gonna want to stay too.
Yeah.
Also, thank you Warner Brothers Screenings for handing
Oh,
out
yeah.
these exclusive shirts. We got like an Apocalypse Now Godzilla shirt that will be at the Stub Master Cave
Yeah, it's gonna reside somewhere
around here.
And I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, if you guys would let me say
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
buddy. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I just hope the next movies in the Monster Universe still give us the same great action, but make more of a real world and universe and deep characters around it. Because if we're going to get this many movies about this topic, that's what I want. I want to really know the universe. In a way, more like Godzilla 2014 did.
Speaking of that, Godzilla 2 should be up next in the cinematic universe timeline. So we'll see that next up.
I'm excited.
Will Bryan,
Absolutely.
Will Bryan Cranston return?
What?
We'll never. He's a robot.
Who knows?
We'll never know.
Well, guys, hey, how'd you like our review? Make sure to let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our awesome channel. We work really hard to make sure we get these reviews out to you in advance.
To you.
To
So
you,
you know
to
what
you
sucks
guys.
and you know what's good.
So, you know what? So we can go spend money occasionally on shit, so you guys don't have to.
We have bad taste anyway, but give us views and buy our merchandise.
Anyways, you can buy our merchandise like this guy right here at
Also that guy.
cafepress.com/Stubmasters.
Follow us on Twitter at StubMasters.
We do
We're
that
doing
too.
more on there recently. Make sure to like and subscribe to get more of our
Hey,
content.
we're having an Instagram too pretty soon, so keep a lookout for that.
StubMaster Reviews. I'm John.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ethan.
Have a great night.